Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, you guys, and this ain't a podcast. We're just going to wait a little bit while until people join in. And while I'm waiting for you guys to go in, you know the routine when you join the show. You got to tell us something that you're grateful for. I'm going to start off. Today, I am grateful for... I don't know. What am I grateful for? Hey, I'm grateful for... a fighting spirit. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm grateful for a fighting spirit. You guys, if you guys are just joining, go ahead and drop something in my comment section that you are grateful for. I can't talk for some reason today, you guys. I am grateful for a fighting spirit. And so you guys coming in, drop something in my comment section that you're grateful for. And what else? Oh, while you guys are in here, my mind is like, I don't know, fried today. Also, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at MissCarter_1X. And don't forget, every episode is always uploaded to YouTube on Wednesday. So that means every episode that we've ever had on Let's Talk, you can rewatch it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can go ahead and click the link in the bio, subscribe there. Watch all your favorite episodes, okay? I see you guys following me. Make sure you drop in my comment section something you're grateful for. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. Me too, because I had stuff to do today. So go ahead and drop those grateful comments in my comment section. And I think that's kind of like all my announcements. Make sure you guys also tune in next Tuesday as we'll be kicking off our version of Black History Month. Y'all don't want to miss these next episodes coming up. You definitely want to tune in to see it because I got some beautiful things planned. Okay, I can't wait, y'all. You're grateful for your kids and my health. You're grateful for me and my kids' health. I can't read today either. I love that. I'm grateful for my kids' health too, because Lord, I thought we had COVID, y'all. It was bad, but we don't. So grateful. All right, I'm talking a lot. Let's kick it off. Let's get our special guest in here today. We got a really amazing show for you guys, and I really cannot wait for you guys. We're gonna have such a good time. Make sure you share this live, tag a friend, tell a friend. Remember, you can rewatch all episodes, y'all. Oh goodness, here. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Blessed and happy.
Oh, thank you so much. Are we gonna get to see your face?
That's not showing. Okay, sorry.
There we go.
Okay, all right. There we go.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Just been a busy day. I'm sorry. Just been busy, just wrapping up a few meetings. Then I got another meeting right after this. So.
Oh, you a busy man. Well, let's hurry up. I don't want to take up all your time then. I know you're busy. Okay, so the ritual is that when you join the show, you got to give us something that you're grateful for.
Just grateful for my health. Ooh. And I'm also grateful just to be blessed to wake up to see another day. You know, people take for granted, just waking up because they always plan for tomorrow, plan for, the next few months and all the holidays or whatever. But, you take every day as a blessing just to wake up to, no matter, the weather condition, Amen. Issues in the world or whatever. Just be happy and, be blessed and thankful to wake up to that day.
I love that one. Maybe I want to change my grateful to his, y'all. I think I want to just be grateful for waking up today. Okay, so first off, let me say I'm so excited to meet you because I remember when your picture went viral, which I think this is really crazy that I get to talk to you because I really wish I could find in my Instagram memories or my Facebook memories where I shared your picture because I thought it was the cutest thing ever. So it's so dope to finally sit here and talk with you today. So it's really nice to meet you virtually, of course.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so let's talk. Okay, so of course I've been doing my little research on you, and tell me about the moment that you found out you would become a
father. Well, honestly and truthfully, when I got the news that I would become a father, it wasn't the best news that I took. I told my son mother. Roughly like kind of, being a typical guy, kind of cussed her out, told her that, the kid ain't mine, I don't have no parts with y'all, all the bad stuff that you can actually, hear that a guy would probably say to her, and I always moving forward, I always tell that I'm always grateful and thankful that she actually gave me an opportunity and a second chance to prove to her that I am a good father and I am a great friend and stuff like that. So she opened the doors and she gave me that second chance without no headaches, no issues, no drama, nothing like that. And I just hit the ground running. So, my mess, my hiccups, was one of my, all tell stories and stuff like that. What led to like our great relationship that we do have now.
Wow. That woo it
Yeah.
you look back, all you gotta say is that like you've grown. You've had to have grown as a man to say, to be able to say that, because a lot of men would be ashamed. They would deny that they said that. But you're
Yeah.
very honest about saying that you didn't want a kid. What is your relationship like with your father? I believe, wasn't your father around?
Oh yes, my father very present, and him and my mom, they wasn't together when I was born, but she always made sure that he was always present in my life. And my dad, I always tell everybody that you want your parents think that they got to have all the money, they got to have all the degrees and accolades to provide for a kid, and this honestly is far from the truth. My dad has a sixth grade education. He don't have no high school diploma or GED. But my mom always made sure that for the weekends, the summers, holidays, I always spend time with him and stuff like that. And to me, I cherish that more than anything. To where me and my dad are like mad tight. Like he's my everything. On top of my mom and stuff like that. But yeah, my dad is my everything. I sent him like birthday cards, but I had to read the cards for him. So he just look at the pictures and smile. But stuff like that. But it just always makes for a better, a story with us. Our bond is much more tighter and stuff like that. So, I'm a split image of him, just like my son is a split image of me as well and stuff. So as parents, I think we just get lost into the material things, like, oh, we always gotta provide and get the kids what we never had when we grew up or whatever. And sometimes all the kid want is just time.
Definitely.
You can't, once you lose it, you can't get it back and stuff like that. So I always made sure that is like one of the key pivotal things far as me teaching my son, and the relationship that I do have with my son is I spend much time as I possibly can with him. Like, I'm a full-time dad, no part-time at all.
Wow. Wow. First off, you just blew me away telling me that you have to read the cards to your father. Like, that just blew me back. But
yeah.
I definitely agree with you. Kids, I think the way to raise a kid is definitely with time. They don't care about no toys, because kids will play with plastic. They'll play with a remote control. They play with everything that you didn't buy for them, regardless of how much money you spent. So
you spend all this money on it. You spend all this money on them. Then they playing with the box that the toy came in.
Like,
right.
Spent $500. Like, play with the stuff I bought for you. So I agree wholeheartedly. My son is just like that. Okay, so let's fast forward. Chace is born, and it looks like from what I've just gathered, immediately he had to go into having surgery. Now, when he was diagnosed with, correct me if I butcher it, tetralogy fallot. I feel like I said that wrong.
No, tetralogy of fallot. You got it right.
Okay, there you go.
Tetralogy of fallot. There you go. Or T or F.
I'm sorry. Were you able to find out that he had it before, or you guys were just kind of ambushed with this once he was born?
Yeah, we were roughly ambushed with this. And I always tell people that when you're expecting a child, you always plan for like the gender reveal, or the you painting the nursery room, picking out the child name, looking at what the child might look like. You always think all the happy stuff, but you never in your wildest dreams always plan for the what ifs. Like, what if my child come out with 5 fingers? What if my child has some type of deformity or some type of special need care and stuff like that? You never really plan for that or whatever. Right. And that's the same thing that happened with us. Like, the whole pregnancy, after me and my son mother made up and stuff like that, I've been beyond present to all her checkups and the gender reveal and all that stuff. And when I was there at the hospital, it was a long night. We was in the hospital for like a whole week or so or whatever. So I was tired. My back was on fire because I was sleeping on the couch, inside the hospital. So it was bad. But yeah, we got the news because one of the nurses came in there, and she was like, we would like to give you our discharge papers, and so you can send you on your way. I was like, okay, fine, cool. So she left. And another nurse came in for a shift change. So the nurse came in, she's like, okay, I'm reading over the notes. everything looked good or whatever. Let me do my checkups and I'll get you on out of here. Okay, no problem. And when she came back, she's like, well, I hear like a strong murmur. Is it okay if I, run a test on him? I'm like, no, not at all, because we've been here for a whole week. I'm trying to go. Like, I'm not giving y'all no 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's give me the paperwork. It's time to go. So she's like, no, I promise you. Okay, I make it fast. You give me like 20 minutes, I get you on out here. I said, okay, you got 20 minutes. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made, because when she came back, before she even left, she even said that it'd probably be like a 10% chance that anything be wrong with your child. So, you be good. So me, 10% out of 100, 90, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So when she came back, she was like, well, I just want to let you know that the 10% field I told your child might run up into, he falls into that category. And everything else after that she told me was sounding like one of the cartoons, like wow, 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 wow. I couldn't understand nothing she was saying. Like, I just went blank. My son, mom, she fell to the floor. It was just bad, and I'm like, what is going on? Then they were like, oh, well, your son had multiple holes in his heart. He has a breathing issue, and it tried to give it like the terminology and what to expect with his condition moving forward. It was just a lot of things that I just wasn't prepared for. I was prepared to sign the papers and take my son home, not to go through all that and get hit left field or get with a right hook or whatever. I wasn't expecting that, and it took a toll on us for a long time.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine you. So, wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. And so as this is going on, you guys can't take him home. What is the relationship between you and Chace's mom?
Oh, how can I say? This woman is one of, if not my best friend. Like, I worship the ground she walk on. I give her all her accolades, her credentials, because she's like, even though we're not a couple, we got great chemistry, and we also met co-parenting and stuff. And like, this woman we get each other. And everybody always asks us, like, well, why aren't y'all together? She's like, well, we don't have to be parents to raise a child. We don't have to be together to raise a child. Like, we got to understand it. This is what we want. It works for us or whatever. My best friend, like, we just ebb and flow or whatever and stuff. And I told her, I always tell her, like, at least weekly, write her to say like how blessed I am. I love and I appreciate her. I thank her for just even giving me a chance and giving me our child or whatever. Because me being a dad, it's like, I'm through over the moon with this kid, man. Like, he's my oxygen when I breathe sometimes, man. So yeah, even if he get on my nerves and we act like siblings sometimes, but I just love this kid to death. But yeah, we have an amazing relationship. Like, we don't argue, we don't fuss. I don't think our son even know or even understand, like anything negative between me and her at all, because we don't show that. We don't even have that anyway. But we just don't do none of that in front of him. He doesn't know nothing but happiness and love. So
I love, that just sounds so happy and so healthy, and I'm just here for it. I'm just loving it, okay? I'm over here punching my heart like, Lord, I see what you're doing for others. No, I'm joking, guys. Okay. My child's father's going to watch this, and he's like going to text me or something. Okay, so so sorry, guys. So fast forward, Chace is here, he's growing, and you have started the life of Chace Elijah. Tell me about that. What exactly is that?
So the life of Chace Elijah is roughly his life, and I use this as an example of taking a picture. So when you take a picture, unless that person is there to tell you the story in the picture, it's just an image.
Yeah.
Somebody else got to bring that picture to life. Like, oh, I was with such and such, and we went partying that day, and we did this, we did that. And to me, I needed more of like a storytelling, more visuals than anything or whatever. So at first, I used to just write my son weekly and send an email to him. So when he gets like 18 years old, he got a bunch of emails, like a diary, like a bunch of emails that he just read back from the test of time. But then after a while, I started missing weeks, and it became, I started writing after a while or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, I got to have something where I could digitize, where he could just actually go back and just see like his elevation and growth, and his family members and his friends. And like, he traveled in and out of states and out of the country, just document his life, other than just take pictures and take pictures and take pictures. Because my grandma got a lot of pictures of us, but honestly, I don't remember half of the people that that's in the pictures.
Right.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I see me as a little kid, but who is this person? They're just trying to explain it. They're trying to explain everything. But so I started the life of Chace just to document his life and his condition, to where he in and out his appointments, and he going to like the physical therapy and the speech therapy and stuff like that. And so he could look back like, man, I have went through a lot and have grown or whatever and stuff like that. So just felt like a digital diary that I do for him.
I like that. I like that. And so you guys eventually post this picture in 2017, okay?
Yes.
And your world changes. Like, it goes big time. Tell me about like the moment. I don't know. A lot of times when people say they go viral, usually somebody else contacts them and it's like, yo, your picture's going big. How did you find out that you and Chace's picture went viral?
I just logged into Instagram and we was on fire. So I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Like, so I had to like check the back source or whatever. Like, then after a while, your notification, you can only go but so far. I saw like this person tagged me or whatever, and I just saw like the original source. I'm like, oh snap, this is pretty cool, man. Like, my first time ever going viral. I tell people, it wasn't planned at all. We do our reoccurring thing every year, every February, for Feeding Tube Awareness Week and Congenital Heart Defect Week. So we do it every year, like a reoccurring theme or whatever. And I started doing it just to support my son, to let him know that he's no different than any other kid. Just because he got scars on his chest or a feeding tube or whatever, he is not no different than anybody. And I don't treat him no different. I never once like been soft on him. Like, I look at him just like a normal kid, and I treat him like a normal kid. So he goes to karate and taekwondo and boxing and skydiving and all type of crazy stuff. No, not skydiving, but I'm just but it's like his limits is they are none. They are, even when the doctor set limits for him, I'm like, we're not gonna do that. Like, we're gonna bust through those or whatever. And like I said again, it took us like a good long 3-4 years to get my son to a normal state in life, to where he used to have a crooked neck. Then he had like setback after setback. He was only supposed to have one surgery, at least till he got like 20, 30 years old. He had like 4 surgeries his first year of life. Then he had a feeding tube because he wasn't eating orally as a baby. And me being a new parent, I thought the baby come out already know how to suck on the bottle and everything. I did not know that you had to teach your child how to suckle. So but again, just setback after setback. You get tired and frustrated, whatever. But I never put those limitations on my son. I'm like, we're not going to do that. And like I said again, we took the picture, and the right person saw it, reposted it, to where a bunch of celebrities reposted it. Then a bunch of companies started reaching on out. And I took the opportunity to just start other stuff, and just kept riding away till 2021.
What? Okay, so we're gonna wind it back a little bit. You talked a little bit about having some frustrations after going through all this. How do you maintain your mental health even before going viral? That has to be a lot on a new parent.
Yeah. So like, honestly, it was a dark period because, again, like I said, you planning for a healthy kid.
Right.
So now it goes from planning for a healthy kid to planning for a kid with special needs and all that requires and stuff. I had to learn, the terminology. I had to learn like what was his limits and stuff like that. I had to learn like his medicine he needed to take, how long he might have his conditions. Can he play these sports? Can he not play these sports? I had to reach out to other communities like on Facebook and Instagram and look up a bunch of YouTube videos and Google a lot of stuff. And again, once I started like divesting all that information and stuff like that, I just took it and started applying to it. But again, when we went to the hospital the first time, it was a mercy. It was actually a mercy to where I took him to his pediatric. Wow. And the pediatric, it was just a random checkup. And with his condition, he had to see his pediatric every week. Normally, a child, I think it's like every 2, 3, 4 months. You go do your normal checkups. But with his condition, I had to go every week. And on the second week that I took him, she's saying that his oxygen level is really low, and it's going to be low because of his condition and stuff like that. Because his heart had holes in it, and it beats like 2 to 3 times faster than a normal heart. So his oxygen level is going to go, up and down. And she was like, well, they are too low to her likings. I had to rush into Children's Hospital in DC. So again, planning, like you just plan for a regular pediatric trip to taking him to Children's Hospital in DC, to where, okay, we're going to check him on out. And that night, his oxygen level dropped so low that I'm talking about they rushed in the room, they pushed us on out. They were like, your son almost stopped breathing. It was just a madhouse or whatever.
Wow.
And it just takes you into a whole nother world or whatever. And so they were like, well, we want your child at least be like 10 months or 10 pounds, but he's not going to make it. We need to do emergency surgery right now. So 2 days later, he had his first open heart surgery. And just seeing all those wires in and out his body and stuff like that, it was just, like shell shock. And on top of that, I always tell people I literally saw my son's heart because they had his chest cut open and they couldn't close it because he's swollen up so much after the surgery. So they cover his chest with like a plastic type of material that help your child from getting pneumonia or any type of infection and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but you could literally like look through it, and I saw his heart beating, and it just broke me down. I had plenty of times where I cried. I was stressed to the max. I'm always questioning like what did I do to deserve this? What's going on? And I had to have a lot of counseling just to even get me back to a regular state of mind and stuff like that. And even my son mom, she always say that she never saw me like that, but I did all my stuff in private because I can't have her break it down and I'm breaking down too. We try to pick both each other up, so I had to be that rock that she could just lean on and stuff like that. But just as a man in general, man, it tore me up for his mental. It really, really broke me. And like he's my only child, so for me to have a firstborn to go through all that, it was a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Oh Lord. I can't imagine, and you're absolutely right. We do not plan for the worst things, but I'm happy you made it. I'm happy that you cared about your mental health, to seek counseling, to be here to talk with me. So Chace looks like he's going strong. He don't like he's stopping no time soon.
Not at all.
I
told the doctors I feel like feel like they fix his heart a little bit too well. I'm like, can you just tone it down just a little bit? Like, like he just got too much energy now. Too much.
Go, Chace, go. Okay, so Chace is growing. You guys go viral, and tell me, how do you maintain? Chace, I'm big on mental health just because I've been seeing that's a big thing with Black men now. Now we're talking about how we feel. How do you keep Chace's spirit up? I know it has to be a lot for a parent to go through, and he may have been too small to really understand those things. But when he got to a point that he was able to understand, how did you keep him in good spirits?
Just being that active and present, figure in his life. It doesn't take a lot sometimes to keep a child happy. It just roughly keeping their attention. That's what the most stressful thing, because my son, he 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's gone and stuff like that. But he's very, very active. But just be that present parent. I said even on my page, one of my last posts or whatever, I talked about always making time for your kid. And one thing I always say that, me and my son, I've been doing this for years with my son. He knows that if I say yes to him, he knows that he only has 50% of my attention. But if I say yes, sir, he got 100% of my attention, because he knows once I get on my laptop, I'm busy networking, I'm busy in meetings and stuff like that. And sometimes the way he'll come to me like, yo, daddy, I got to show you something. And I'm always like, yeah, what's up? And I'm half hearing him or whatever. I'm still on my laptop, I'm still on my phone. But to him, he feel like what he's trying to tell me isn't important, because he's like, you're not paying attention to me. Like, you say you hear me, but I need your full attention or whatever. So when I say yes, sir, to him, he knows that, okay, you're paying attention to me. Whatever I got saying is very, very important. And it just keeps his spirit up or whatever. And I always try to give him them yes, sirs more than a yes to him all the time. So, and then he knows, like, if I say yes, he'll keep calling my name daddy. I'm like, yes, daddy. Yes, daddy. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. Now, I said, okay, I got you, dad. Like, yeah, you got me. And vice versa, when I call his name, be like, yes, sir. I'm like, just want to make sure you're listening and paying attention to me, because it does, that eye contact, the presence of a person, all your body language, all that stuff matters in a kid's eyes and stuff like that. So I want him to know that when he grows up, what a parent that invests all the time and energy into you, what that image of a parent is or whatever. So when he think about that, he knows like his father is that split image of what a present and an active father is.
I love it. You know, I had another question, but I want to say this. I see a lot of times, you go on YouTube, you see people with their kids, and it's so easy to find. It's so easy to see through the fake stuff. You can see
Yeah.
so easy what's fake. And I think, you know what? He looked like he really loves this. I really want to get this. I want to see what he looks like and how he feels through this interview. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, this is real. Like, this is so real. That's the thought that's running through my head. Like, yo, this is real. Like, this is not like I'm a YouTube dad. It's not like I'm a social media dad. Like, no, I'm a real dad, like a dad. And I'm so happy to see that, because I really didn't know what to expect, because I've never had an interview like this with a YouTube, well, I don't want to say a YouTube parent, but with a parent and they have a special needs child, and you guys have gone viral like this. So I just want to say, you guys cannot see, which I believe you can see what I see. This is authentic. Like, I can feel this, okay? I can feel this. I just love it. I'm here for it, okay? So
yeah, because people always, I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah, people always say, like, oh, you're famous, you this, you that, and I'm like, I'm not famous. I'm blessed. I'm just an average dad. I don't, honestly, I like to go out in public and just go shopping and come back home. Like, I'm average as can be or whatever. Like, I don't let the following, and I'm blessed with the opportunities that have came or whatever, but I'm just an average dad. And the same thing I tell my son when he's in school, because he get like the little looks, or some of his friends, gravitate towards him. I'm like, don't let none of that go to your head at all or whatever. And, he's just a normal kid, and treat him like that. I make sure all his friends do treat him like that. Like, y'all kids, go play. He no different than now one of y'all or whatever. Just because he's on TV or, on commercials and stuff like that. Don't let that go to your head or his head or whatever. So I always humble him a lot or whatever. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. I had a guest on here a while back, and something he said to me that has literally kept me grounded, which is never get too high and never get too low. And
there you go.
And I really love that. I love it. So I know you have reservations about becoming a father when you first found out. So what is some advice that you could give to a young father who may have been feeling the way you were feeling?
Something I will always say that, don't be, you're always scared, but don't let that defer you from, again, being present. Again, being, the man that, you could be or whatever. Because a lot of people always try to use that, well, I never had a father in my life, so, the kid better off with me. No, you want to break that chain, and you want to break that cycle or whatever and stuff like that. Again, my dad and my mom wasn't together, so that means that, I don't need to be together with my son, mom, or we can't have some type of, great relationship or a great communication, line and stuff like that. That shouldn't deter you from being a father and stuff like that. So I recommend just take it one day at a time, with your significant other, talk it on out. Not only talk it on out, but have the ear to listen and have the mind to understand where each one of y'all are coming from and stuff like that. Because, I cannot get nothing off my chest if I'm yelling, cussing, and fussing at you, and vice versa, and then we both mad at each other. All that's going to do is affect the child. And I was in a dad's group last week, and one of the guest speakers was talking about, the parents are elephants, and the child or children are grass. All the elephant do is stomp on the grass. And, that's exactly what happened when two parents can't, see eye to eye, whatever, stuff like that. So you always try to use that as mechanism to where you don't want to be present in your child life. But, if you want to have that relationship and stuff like that, just step up to the plate. Just take it one day at a time. Give your child, your 110%, not 100, 110%, to where that, like, when I leave this earth, or when your child have, presentation at school, they will talk highly about you and stuff like that. And it doesn't, like I say, all this stuff doesn't even cost at all.
It don't.
Time does not cost at all. Being present in your child's life does not cost at all or whatever. Like I tell people, I am not no baby daddy. I am not no part-time father, and I'm like that. That is not my title. And I make sure that or whatever. Like, when you talk to me, I am a father, I am a dad, and stuff like that. So even when the kids see me, they don't even call me by my real name. I am Chace's dad. So, I'm like, okay, so, yeah, that's Chase's dad. And I accept that, but I refuse to be a baby dad or even be titled that, so But yeah, again, just take it one day at a time and stuff like that. But again, they always feel like that you got to do above and beyond, and sometimes it ain't that. It ain't even that serious.
I like that. Oh, y'all hear that? Any fellas in here not taking care of your kids? This is not an excuse, okay? I don't hear none of that. Don't hit my DMs after my baby mama. I don't want to hear that. Y'all heard what this man said, okay? Take it
And this
one
is
day
this
at a
this
time.
coming from a guy that didn't even want his child or whatever
Exactly.
to
That's how you
to
know
where
it's
he,
real. You know,
and I got a second chance, man.
look,
So now, and I was telling my son, Mom, uh, just imagine like I wasn't present in his life and kind of find out that she had to raise him all by herself, dealing with the heart issue, dealing with in and out of the hospitals and all that. That will break me. That she went through all that without my support and stuff like that. I take him to at least 90% of his doctor's appointments, 90% of um, his surgeries and stuff like that. Like when I say I used to spend nights and weeks and months in the hospital with him, like we really actually lived there. Like I had all my clothes there. I go to work for 8 hours, 10 hours, come back, change out my clothes and all that stuff, take showers at the hospital. So again, that's the things that I made sure I did so she won't feel like that she was in there by herself.
wow. What y'all? This is a lot. And it makes you appreciative. It makes you sad that anyone has to even experience this as a first time parent, but it also makes you super grateful for those children who are just born without those abnormalities. So that's what I'm grateful for. I'm have to be grateful for my kids' health today. Okay. So you guys go viral. You got Chace, the life of Chace Elijah going, and let's talk about you get the deal. You get the dad's deal. Let's talk about that.
That came about like one day I just got a DM from a producer, Walter Madison and Elizabeth Jameson, and she, they reached out and they asked me that, would I like to be part of like a little documentary about dads. I'm like, no, okay, this sound cool or whatever. Just, email me, about, what do y'all want, what it's really all about. Cause they were kind of real like sketchy about, what they were
Yeah.
saying. They were just saying like, we got a documentary. We would like, you maybe be a part of it. I was like, okay, cool. So, we emailed each other for like a good month or so, like that went past. So then we set up a 20-minute Skype interview. And that 20-minute Skype interview went from 20 minutes to 2 hours. And we were just talking and talking. And I told them a lot about the stuff. All they knew about it just what they Googled or whatever. But once I broke down like the whole situation and my son and stuff like that, they was more intrigued and stuff like that. But again, it still wasn't really telling me about, the dad's movie and all that it offered and stuff like that. So they're like, well, I'm gonna let you know right now, we have other candidates and we have, other casting that we're doing right now, but I'm gonna send this up the chain, see what's gonna happen or whatever, and I get back to you. So I really like you, so I'm gonna put you down as, like somebody I recommend or whatever, and we'll get back to you. I'm like, okay, cool. So maybe like a few weeks went past, and Walter reached back out to me, and he was like, well, I reached out to the director, told her everything about what's going on, and all she said was like, "Go get him, go get him, man." I'm like, "Oh, really?" So, and then kind of find out, I'm like, "Well, who is the director?" And that's when they were like, "Oh, it's Bryce Dallas Howard." I'm like, "Really?" Then we're like, "Yeah, Ryan Howard daughter." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." The Jurassic Park, like, "Yeah, yeah."
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
"Exactly." Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I'm like, "Oh, wow." So it went from there. Then, we talked a little bit more. Then it came down to do like a 3 day shoot with us, and the shoot, it was just amazing. I was excited and stuff like that. And then of course you had cameras follow you around in and out of Walmart, the malls, like everywhere. So when people just be like looking like, what is going on? Who is these people? Because you got to stop traffic and stuff like that. And it was just like it was amazing because normally I'm behind the lens, like doing vlogs or videos and stuff like
Right.
that for my son to actually be in front of it and future film and stuff. It was just it was amazing to where I just, got these bonds and relationships with like Walter and all the producers and stuff like that to where normally they would just come in there, shoot their video, and leave. Now we just years later, we still talk, best friends. Anytime I go up to New York, I hit him on up. We had lunch and stuff like that. Me and Bryce Howard, me and her are like really, really tight, really cool. You know, hit her up from every now and then. I don't try to be worsen with her because she got a busy schedule. But then later on, that's when I asked him. I'm like, so who was all in this movie? Because you're not really saying nothing. You're just saying like a few dads. And that's when he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you know, Jimmy Kimball, Conan O'Brien, Will Smith,
Yeah.
Neil Patrick? He's up in there. Jimmy Fallon, a lot of people up in there. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. We got Kevin Hart, but then they wound up cutting Kevin Hart out of it. And I was like, man, but it just so happened I was there when they were doing the editing, so I got like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff or whatever, and it was just amazing. And then to wait to actually see the movie, because you had to wait like a whole year. They finally told me that, oh, you know what, we shopped around or whatever. Apple brought the rights to the movie or whatever. It's gonna be on Apple, TV Plus, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then COVID hit to where we couldn't have the red carpet,
Right.
to meet all the celebrities. But it was all good. But that was a little bit of it. But to actually see that we were actually the marketing for the movie, like we was on all the marketing brands, we was on the
Yeah.
billboards in New York, all the the marketing for us on YouTube and stuff like that, like Good Morning America. It was just amazing. I was like, I appreciate it, and I don't even know how even we got to be that. He like, you should already know, your story. You are awesome, amazing dad, so everybody, when we looked at the movie, we just gravitate towards you and your story or whatever, your story that stood out amongst all the rest of them or whatever. And we were like, I know our audience will love this or whatever. And that's how they did it.
That is y'all, I'm over here like my cheeks are hurting so much from smiling. Like, this is like amazing. I saw the picture, and I think I saw maybe a post that you made. You was like, I can't believe me and my son are on the cover of this movie. And I was just like, this is amazing. You've gotten to a movie on Apple TV all the way. You come so far for a man that was like, I don't even want no kid right now. I don't want
Right.
You literally went from like 0 to 100.
Right.
It's like you've gotten this little angel just came into your life. He brought a couple troubles with him. He didn't go in without a fight. But you've gotten so far with your son and so close, and this is where you guys are with a movie. Could you have ever imagined this would have happened?
No, not at all. And it's just for better storytelling, when I tell people about him, because normally every time they see my son, they always look at him. And I don't never go into like telling him about his condition or something like that. It's just like, oh, my son, play this and play that. And I might say something about, his heart or his condition. Then like, what you mean? And when I go to the story, I be having grown parents just crying, like strangers crying, like, oh, I would never know that he had all those troubles. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't look at him like that. It just, we just tell you about it and stuff like that. But again, just for better storytelling. And I never ever think in my wildest dreams that, we be in, like People's Magazine, with a lot of celebrities and stuff like that, and Tyler Perry on the front cover, or just on Dove commercials and all that stuff, man. It's just been a blessing. Then on top of, you just go to Apple TV, you just like literally just look there and see yourself for the test of time or whatever. Like, this is gonna last forever. Yes, so my son, like, I was in a movie, my dad or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
This is beautiful. I downloaded the movie, by the way, so I plan on go ahead and watching that after this. So I will be inboxing you, let you know if I have to cry or whatever. You're gonna hear about it.
Okay. But it might be a little tearjerker.
You said what?
I said it might be a little tearjerker.
I can feel it because I'm already emotional. Okay, I'm so emotional. Right? Okay, so you guys, ink the deal. But before that, let's talk about this new program that you started, and it's NIFA, never in a fight alone. I think that's what I think I figured that out in like 20 minutes ago. I was like, oh, I know what it is. I was going to tell me, but I was like really bent on figuring it out. So tell me about the program that you started.
Yeah, NIFA is like, the short abbreviation, like never in a fight alone. And again, it just all stems from me just being a supportive role model for my son, is letting him know that no matter what, you always gonna have a community. And I always tell people that, no matter what you go through in life, you could be in a domestic abuse relationship, you could be homeless, you could be an alcoholic, you could need therapy, you might be suicidal, anything. No matter what, it's always going to be a community there to help you on out. It always can be somebody that has been through the same thing, if not worse than you, that you could talk to and lean on or whatever. And that's what them abbreviation stands for, to let you know that no matter what you do in life, you're gonna always have that support, you're gonna always have that community, and you'll never be in a fight alone. Like, I didn't know so many people that, they're trying to fight to, do better at their job, or fight to have a relationship with their partner or their parents or their siblings and stuff like that. And sometimes it just don't work out. But if you keep fighting, or you have that community that have your back to where you could talk to them about it, it'll help you out moving forward with any and everything or whatever. So that's why we started it. And it just went like wildfire again or whatever, to where we do this thing called Warrior Wednesdays. Like every Wednesday,
Right.
I highlight warriors throughout the world that have like special need conditions. It could be from a baby to an elderly person to a person that might feel like they're overweight, but they have a story to tell. And I feel like I always want to like highlight them, and not only them but their community, because again, I did not know anything about somebody with a congenital heart defect or a feeding tube or Williams syndrome or Down syndrome or anything like that, because I never was in that community. I always was in the healthy community. Like the worst thing I think my family ever had was like high blood pressure. So,
Right.
yeah, again, so if you don't know, you just don't know. And even if you do know, you really don't care to know, because that doesn't involve you. Like, oh, that don't affect me. But when it affects you or hit home or whatever, you feel a little bit more closer. Just like even COVID, a lot of people are like, oh, they don't really care too much about it until their mom or dad or family member really has it. They're like, okay, I'm gonna take this a little bit more serious and stuff like that. So that's what Never in a Fight Alone actually stands for. Let people know that you're always gonna have a support and a support team and a community there to have your back through your thickest and thin.
I love that. And what are you looking really to accomplish with this program this year?
We trying to, right now build like a nonprofit off of it. Right now I'm trying to ink a few things or whatever, work out, iron a few things out as well. But just to, again, highlight other communities, help support other communities and stuff, and just give back. I got a kind heart, so I try to, just like all the success we've been having.
Right.
And I feel like it's little, because everybody else might see it as like something major, but I feel like we just, it's like a little success that we have. I just want to like give back, for the people that gave us opportunities as well and stuff like that. So if I can help somebody out that might need a bed at the hospital, because the hospitals are full up to where they need somewhere to sleep at. If I could pay for a few nights for a hotel for them, or give them food or something like that, or might help somebody with clothes or shelter, or anything, like much as I possibly can within my powers. I just try to give back much as I can. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We partner with like a few people and stuff like that. I haven't really announced it as now, but we're still trying to iron out a few more things with us. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we can actually announce everything what's going on behind the doors.
I love that. Oh, I'm just here for all this love and all this giving. I'm just here for. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you announce everything. I definitely, I'm gonna be a mini promo team, so don't worry. When I see the announcements go up, I will be reposting stuff for you. So you got Niafa. I think I said it right?
Niafa.
Niafa. There you go. You got Niafa. You inked the deal with Daz on Apple TV. What can we expect next from you outside of Niafa?
The sky's the limit. It's a few things. Again, I can't announce now. I honestly, it's hurting me not the.
Can we get a sneak peek? A little something?
It's like my mouth is like wanna fumble and say a few things, but it's not ink right now. But in a few meetings. That's why I say like right after this, I got like a huge meeting or whatever. Hopefully that goes well. But just bringing more awareness, much as I can, on different platforms, different networks, TV shows and stuff like that, anywhere to where I can actually get our brand and our cause out there to the world. Because again, a lot of people don't even know about my son's condition because it's so rare. And then me not knowing about other people's condition because it's so rare. So I'm trying to actually put like a spotlight and highlight all the conditions that I know of, that I could come across or whatever, to help other communities and stuff like that. So if I could be on a TV show and mention somebody with Wilson syndrome or something like that, I have no problem doing to highlight their community and help them on out and stuff like that. But yeah, we got a few more things. You probably see us a little bit more on TV, few commercials. You might see us on a few other networks and stuff like that. You might even see us in your local Walmart.
What?
Few places and stuff like that.
I hear some modeling deals coming. It sounds like a kid.
Oh yeah.
Something, y'all. I get the hints, y'all. I feel him throwing the hints to me. Okay. I can see where this going. Y'all see that? He giving me hints, and I'm picking them up.
Yes.
Well, I definitely want to thank you for stopping by and talking with me, Robert. I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate getting to meet you. I can feel the love. I can feel that you're a genuine father. Guys, this is real. This ain't no fake dad. You're a real dad. I can feel it. And I'm so happy to meet you. So thank you so much for coming and sitting and talking with me today.
Thank you for, like I said again, thank you for having me. Reach out anytime, much as I can help. I'm at your disposal. You need me on again, whatever, with parenting,
right,
co-parenting, stuff like that, or whatever. I give the best advices I possibly can that works for me. I'm not the best at it, but I'm a good listener and stuff like that. So I try to take my time to understand the other person, where they're coming from. So, but yeah. All means, thank you for having me.
Of course. And before you leave, Robert, you got to go out the same way you came in. You got to give us something that you're grateful for.
Again, I'm grateful for, my health and waking up every single day. Not only that, just, being around my loved ones, and, because, they come and go so quick, and especially at their age that we're in right now, and the times that we're in is so scary. But just be blessed and thankful, for me waking up every day, and me being around, my son. Like I said again, he gets on my nerves. I swear he does, though. But but when he be going away for like a couple of weeks to my mom, I didn't think I'd be that type of parent. Like, yo, mom, what y'all doing? What y'all up to? My man be like, your dad, like, leave me alone. I'm good. But again, though, just blessed to wake up and see another day.
I love to hear that. I'm the same way. I be calling for my baby. So I can understand. I want to thank you again for tuning in. I want to thank my beautiful audience for tuning in. I've seen all the love. I've seen all the hearts going up. I see all the little comments about y'all kids getting on y'all nerves too, because y'all nerves.
And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. We all parents,
That's how you know you're a good parent, when they get on your nerves. Because you ain't around them, they don't get on your nerves, okay?
Right, exactly.
So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming, Robert. I hope that all my beautiful audience members will tune in with me next Tuesday, as I'll be kicking off our version of Black History Month. You guys, we got a lot of story. You don't want to miss it. But as always, you guys, my name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, you guys, and this ain't a podcast. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, Robert.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.